Lawrence here from Mango Map. Great to see you all and welcome to today's video. Now today I'm going to be talking about how you as a franchise brand can sell territories by creating stories with location data, and more importantly I want to show you how you can unlock value and actionable insights from maps and location data. Okay, so first of all, let's just do a recap of how you can sell territories and create stories using Mango Maps. So I want you to imagine now that this map on the screen, you are giving this to a potential candidate or a potential franchisee, and you're looking for a viable territory for them, and you're guiding them along that journey. Okay, so how do you create a story out of that and make it very compelling? So this is a territory map of Sydney. The green corresponds to available territories, and the red are taken. Okay, so obviously you can see there is a lot of territories here, some red, some green. So how do you zero in and find value for your potential client and find them the best territory and also empower them to make a decision? Okay, so what I'm going to show you is a query tool, which is the quickest way to really zero in on high value territories. Okay, so imagine that the candidate that you have is only interested in the highest value territories. They are looking for a place where there is a lot of expendable income, okay, which is generally a good predictor for certain franchises. Okay, so all you do is just press on the query tool, and I've predefined this query. You can do that in the backend very easily in multiple ways. So I want to know the available territories where the percentage of households earning more than 2K a week is more than 50%. Okay, so you get that. Okay, there's high expendable income, high net earnings. Okay, so if all you do here is type in 0.5 and press get results. Now what that will do is then go and query all the data that you've previously loaded into the map, socioeconomic and population data. Okay, it queries the map and it finds out what you're looking for. So now in red here, we have a lot of territories that meet the specific criteria that you're looking for. Okay, so now if you zoom into the map here and we start clicking on some, then we'll get a little pop-up, a feature, which gives you a breakdown of what that territory offers. Okay, so here we've got a territory population of more than 10,000. 56% of those households are earning more than 2K a week. Okay, and it's available. Okay, so that's very easy, and you can have a look in there and say, you click on this one, St. Ives. Okay, this has 15,000, 5,000 households, 53% earning more than 2K a week. Okay, so then you can start playing and offering each territory. Okay, but how do you take that a step further and start digging down into the data to create a story? Okay, so let's just take this this one here. This is St. Ives. So first of all, you can say it's got the earning potential that you're looking for. It's got a fairly large population, 15,000, but the query tool has also shown you this wall of red here. So not only can you say this is potentially a high value territory, it's one for strong consideration, but you can say if it's a success, look at all of this greenfield space here for you to expand out into. Okay, and also all of these territories are untaken, so it's a great opportunity. So as you can see, you can take it a step further and start creating that story. Okay, so they might come back to you and say, okay, well, that looks really good in terms of your brand, but how do I know that that isn't an ultra competitive area for competitor franchises? So what I've done is made a competitor analysis map, which you can do very easily, and you can just plot them via address. So we look here, and the purple dot is a competitor location, and the blue circle around it is its sphere of influence. Okay. And as they overlap, the color gets darker, so you can see instantly, visually, areas of higher competition. And that was St. Ives. So you can just do a quick address search. Look for St. Ives. Here we go. So as we can see, not only is there a larger opportunity, some high net worth individuals, very good population metrics, but we can also see now that there's not any competition in this area from competing brands. Okay, so using maps and data and different data points. For franchises, the most important are population, earnings, potential market, competitors, okay? You can very quickly, within a few minutes, take your potential candidate on a journey, okay? And create that story. And then you can provide the map after for them to look into and analyze which area is good for them. Now, the sales use case for Mango, we've made quite a lot. So I hope that makes sense. So another use case for Mango that we haven't talked about as much, but is equally as powerful, is internal planning and analysis, okay? So what I've done here is created a custom. Now this, you can do this if you have a gym, for example, or a restaurant and you're running a loyalty program. You can just take all of those addresses and then plot them on the map and then apply a heat map. So here it looks a bit busy, but if you just follow the key, the customer heat map down here, it goes from white down to yellow, and the yellow in the center here is clustered around all these black dots. So you can see this is a very competitive area, and it will tell you the numbers if you click on each one. So how do you use that for internal analysis? So the most important use case that we found is if you want to find out how specific locations are performing, so you can analyze performance of franchisees or self-owned outlets. You can find out if you can also compare that data against the population and see how well you're doing. Okay, so let's do an analysis now of one site. And for that, you just use the proximity tool. And let's just move me up here. And let's have a look at, I want to see the customer locations, okay, that are within a specified service area. Now that service area corresponds to an outlet. So you just go onto the filter here. You want to check one outlet and you want to see the customers within their sphere and see how they're doing, okay? So I'm just going to type an example in here. So let's say Des Moines. Press done. So that's now filtered that down to one location, and you just press get results. So that will again go and query the map. There's a lot of data points here, so it might take a minute or two. And then it will just visualize that specific location that you wanted, and it will also tell you the customers within that area. Now, we see here that there's 165 matching results within that area. So we have 165 customers there. So how do we use that to unlock value? Now, what I will do here is I'll go back to the map with the population, and if we type in Des Moines, let's start comparing it to the population data that we have and the earnings, okay? So here we see that there's 11,377 people. There's 5,000 households. So there's a 0.5 to 1 ratio, so we can start making some educated guesses around what type of people are in this area. It sounds like it's perhaps couples, or it doesn't sound like families because it's a 1 to 2 ratio. There's 12,000 people, 5,500 households, so it looks like it's a 1 to 2 ratio. And more interestingly, 49% of households here are earning more than that magical 2K a week figure. So it missed out on the initial filter that we ran by 1%. So this is actually a very high value territory. And as we could see from the analysis map, we can see, okay, it's got 165 customers here. Could we squeeze more value out of that territory? Well, it depends on your franchise and what you're targeting. But seeing as the customer size is around 1%, I'm sure we could do better. So with this data, what you can do is you can make sales forecasts with more data and back that up if you're making a presentation. You can decide on marketing spend. You can look at okay, it's highly competitive here. We've got a lot of customers, but here's a little pocket of it's a high value territory. The customer numbers are quite low, so here's a small pocket of opportunity that we could put some geo-marketing budget to. You could just type in on Facebook ads, for example, the location of the outlet, put a 1 kilometer exclusion zone around that, and then the only people who will be seeing that ad is people within that territory. Okay, so it helps you with marketing budget, sales forecasting. And you can unlock those values, that you can unlock those insights and start using them internally to plan and spend more efficiently. So with this very short presentation, I just wanted to show you what is possible when you use location data and maps and you visualize that information, you would never find this in an Excel, or it would take you a very long time. When you visualize it, you can see a lot more, okay? And the amount of location data points that you can plot on the map, now, if it has an address and a coordinate, you can plot it, okay? So there's lots of different information that you can put in there to help you make more informed decisions when you know the lay of the land, okay? So I hope that was interesting, enlightening, or piqued your interest slightly. Now, if you would like a more personalized demonstration of this that relates to you, obviously data points change dramatically depending on who you're targeting and what type of business you are. Please do get in touch. We'll be happy to set up a personalized demo for you, especially during this time of downtime when you might be looking at some of your systems. So yeah, you can email us on sales@mangamap.com, or you can just go to the website. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I will speak to you soon. Thank you for watching.